Welcome to AITA Guesser. I was scrolling through the doles, as I do sometimes, looking for something to fill my time, and I came across this. So I figured, why listen to the boring, Smosh reads Reddit stories or the other channel, AITA. Let's just get right into it and figure out what people think. Am I the asshole for making a scene when my fiance tried to pay for my things? I went shopping a few days ago and my fiance wasn't supposed to be there, but he kept insisting we had things to talk about, so he showed up. When I was going to pay for my things, he gave me his card and told me that he would take care of it from now on, and I shouldn't spend my dad's money anymore. Things are rocky between my fiance and dad, which is why I think he said it, but the entire thing rubbed me the wrong way. I pushed his hand away and told him I didn't need him to pay for my things, but he ignored me and paid anyway. I was mad, so I asked him what the hell he was doing and told him to stop being a dick. He told me I was welcome and to stop making a scene. I kept bringing it up and telling him he was being a dick, so now he's annoyed at me and saying things like I need to get used to not living under my dad's thumb anymore. Am I the asshole? I would say that this is pretty obviously not the asshole, to me at least. I mean, without knowing more of the context, but it doesn't really. I think maybe we need a little bit more context, but to me, it seems more like the fiance is the asshole. So is she still living with her dad? Assuming it's a woman. Is she still living with her dad? Why would he assume that she's paying with her dad's money? And it's kind of weird that he's insisting to pay. I don't think she's the one making the scene here. I think he is, because she's trying to pay and he's insisting no. So to me, this seems like not the asshole. Yeah. View original post. Let's have a look at this. So you're going from being under the control of one person to being under the control of another. She's working on her master's degree. Good for her. I wonder in what. I think we need a bit more background. Why is your dad still paying for things? How come you don't have your own money? Why are things rocky? Why is your fiance worried about you spending your dad's money? That's exactly what I was thinking. I think this needs more context to truly know. And age, yeah. I really don't get the we need more info crowd here. She didn't want him to pay in the situation, and he should have accepted it. End of story. He wants to have a discussion with her about their financial situation. The checkout at Target is not the right place. He's making a scene and telling her you're welcome after she rejected his offer is very icky. Yeah, that's fair. I do agree that the premise itself doesn't necessarily need more info. Like, this taken at face value, not the asshole. I absolutely agree. It is definitely the fiance in the wrong here. It is just odd. It's odd without more context. Why don't they get along? Why does the fiance say that she's only, spending daddy's money? It is, I do think that there could do with more context. But off the bat, I do think not the asshole. I agree with this assessment. Let's go on to the next one. Am I the asshole for laughing when my son came out? My son has had a boyfriend for a year and a half now. It's always been pretty obvious. He'd always be touching our son, not inappropriately or anything. The BF would sometimes greet our son with, "Hi, handsome." They would spend significant amounts of money for 16-year-olds on presents. My son baked treats for him. They hung out all day and came home with bags full of stuff of Valentine's Day. They kept accidentally falling asleep in the bed together and just treated him way nicer than his other friends, etc., etc. Our son sat us down saying he had something important to tell us. This kid doesn't take anything serious, so we got worried thinking it was something bad. He just came out as gay. I started laughing and said, "Duh," and my husband chuckled and went back to scrolling his phone. We thought he was joking, as obviously he was already out. My son got upset at our reactions. Am I the asshole? Yes, I don't think that there's really any other answer here. I do get this response. I absolutely get this response. I get this response. Laughing, saying duh, and chuckling. What I don't get is this. This is just immensely disrespectful. He is coming to you saying that he had something important to tell you, and in response, you laugh and then ignore him. Like, as obvious as it is, yeah, but also like this is clearly an important thing. I cannot imagine this being a not the asshole verdict. This is you're the asshole for sure. I can see no assholes here. I can see that. Let's take a look at the comments. You're going to have to apologize and explain why you reacted the way you did. Every kid has their official coming out story, and his is that you two laughed at him and then ignored the moment. Soft, you're the asshole. This was important to him, and you two made it upsetting. This is exactly what I said. I think that's basically all there is to it. I don't know, I'm cis, and if I came out as such to my mom, she probably would have been like, okay. Doesn't have the same effect when it's obvious, and coming out isn't as taboo as it was even 5 years ago. This is a terrible point, and I am not surprised that this is from a deleted account. This is genuinely really stupid, because yeah, you don't come out as cis. The default assumption is that you're cis and hetero, and so coming out doesn't mean anything. Anything other than an okay response would be strange. I'm glad that they admit that they don't know what they're talking about. Let's see what a nah says. So no assholes here. I think this is something he will laugh at later, but for now you should go apologize for laughing and reassure him you love him and accept him. Just because it's obvious to you doesn't mean a 16-year-old bi is confident you're okay with it or knew it already. The world is constantly telling queer kids and people they're abnormal and that they should be hated and in the closet, so give him a break. Be the adult and say you're sorry, make sure he's okay. Actually, amazing point. Be the adult. Like, yeah, you laughed in the moment. You thought it was a joke for some reason. You know, I don't really get the dynamic because I'm not there. But he said there was something serious and you laughed at him. The post itself does seem a bit childish to then go on the internet and say, is it wrong for me to have laughed at my child when they were being vulnerable? Yeah, I think just be the adult here. I honestly don't get it. I hate the pick and choose in my community these days. They constantly talk about people stuck in the past, but when their parents react like how they all wish to be reacting, not caring at all, they get mad. Why? Do they want the opposite? Things have improved a lot over the years. I think it's time to send my community a reminder that they might also be sticking to the past as well. Congrats for accepting your child as he is. Good luck. It's tough. It's tough because everyone is different. Everyone wants different things. Everyone wants different things. If that's the reaction that you want, then maybe approach it in that way. This is not the reaction that this person wanted because they said it was something serious. And I think that's just the short of it. You owe an apology to your son. Yeah, I think that's about it. But before we move on to the last one, any regular viewers out there might notice that this is a little bit different from my usual content. That's because over on my stream, twitch.tv/sun_prime, there is a new redemption for channel points, and that is to upload a video within 24 hours. Because I don't upload very much. And so this is that video. You can thank this person on screen for redeeming. And yeah, so this is an ad, I suppose, come over on stream and maybe you can force me to actually upload. Also, if you're new here, maybe check out another video and you will like it more than this one because this is very different from what I normally do. Might I recommend the Arctic Drive video because it was just uploaded as of recording and it underperformed, and personally, I think it's pretty good. All right, our final post. Would I be the asshole if I tell my boyfriend's friend that I don't want her to propose to her girlfriend at my wedding? This is, before I even read the post, this is not the asshole. I don't understand people that do this. For one, it's a wedding. Me personally, I haven't been to a lot of weddings, but I have been to enough weddings. I do not want to be at a wedding for any longer than I have to be. They're fine. I don't hate them, but I would certainly be rather doing something else. And so why you would take the spotlight away from the people that this is actually about and then propose and then make the event about you and have all the guests congratulating you instead of the people who are actually getting married. It's just people that need to be in the spotlight, and it's just miserable. Okay, here we go. My boyfriend and I have been engaged for a bit now, and we plan on getting married in the spring of next year. With that, I was talking about the plans of the wedding with my BF's friend, while the others were playing video games in the living room, and we were in the kitchen. The friend's girlfriend goes over to the bathroom, and that's when she tells me that she wants to propose to her during our wedding reception. I don't want to seem selfish, but I've always wanted our wedding day to be just for my future husband and mine's special day, a day we can celebrate each other. So would I be the asshole if I tell her I don't think it's a good idea? You would not be the asshole. This is what a wedding is. This is what a wedding is. It's a day for your husband and you. That's what it is. In some cultures, it's about the family as well. It's about the extended family, at least here in the United States, and my understanding of other Western cultures. The wedding is about you and not about anyone else. If this is somehow a "you're the asshole" verdict, then the video ends right here. But it's not. And there were somehow -12 "you're the assholes." Oh, these are upvote totals. That makes way more sense. Not the asshole, really horrible time to get engaged, possibly the worst time, tell her it makes you feel uncomfortable and don't want to have it happen. I have zero idea why people do this. Just imagine looking back, hey honey, remember when we got engaged at so-and-so's wedding because I couldn't come up with a better way to propose? They do it because they can't stand not being the center of attention. Yep, that's gotta be it. Or if they know the other person will say yes, it's just lazy. Yeah, there is also that. It's a romantic setting, dressed nice, professional photographer. That's actually totally fair. I didn't even consider that, it being just pure laziness. So let's see what "you're the asshole." Let's see these. As far as this goes right now, I'll say nah, because while you didn't exactly say she asked, she did mention it to you as well in advance, just giving you a chance to say no. To be fair, she did ask. She didn't just like do it. So that's kind of reasonable. I don't know. I feel even bringing it up is a bit much because it puts the other person in the position of having to tell you no, worry about any repercussions or hard feelings as a result. Also fair. Here we go. You're the asshole. How does someone proposing at your wedding reception in any way diminish the day for you? Really? That's what you went with? Seriously, you don't see how that would take attention from the couple who paid thousands to get married and host everyone for another couple to make themselves the center of attention. Depends on how they do it. interrupting the best man's speech to propose and then making a big fuss about it would obviously be an asshole act. Once all the formalities are done and everyone is just enjoying the party, where's the harm? Especially if you take care not to interfere with the celebration of the bridal couple. I'd propose whenever or wherever I wanted to, but obviously I'd exercise some tact and consideration about how I do it in terms of not distracting from the event. But I'd never put my partner on the spot in front of her friends in the first place. I'd do it when we could speak privately. You might ask and get an answer at the wedding, but not tell others on the night to let the reception continue. No. I'm sorry. No. It's I just don't agree. I just don't agree. Wedding's not about you. It's about the people getting married. Sorry. All right. Well, that concludes this video. I hope that this was at least somewhat interesting. I don't know how this format works. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll bring in guests. I can see this being a bit of a fun game to play with people. So maybe this will come back in the future. But in the meantime, maybe come back June 1st. Maybe there will be another upload around then.